Welcome to the Good Enough Lap Guide, the Mazda MX5 at Laguna Seca. The whole idea behind this video is to give you guys a lap that's good enough to work your way up through the bottom splits, be competitive in those bottom splits, and get up to the top split and be mid-pack. It's also something that you can build off of. Everybody has a different way to drive these cars, so everything I'm showing you isn't the way it is set in stone. I mean, obviously, I'm not even running the fastest laps out there, but it is a nice foundation and blueprint to build your lap off of. Next, I want to talk about the car characteristics of the Mazda MX5. It has oversteer on entry and middle, so you just want to make sure you don't over-rotate the car, get loose, spin it out, especially when it's on cold tires. I find it takes about a lap and a half for the tires to really get up to temp to where you can start to trust them. Then once you get through the middle, it starts to pick up understeer when you get on the gas. So you really want to make sure you have the car pointed where you want it when you get back on the gas, so you're not in that situation where you get on the gas, you find you're going to push wide, you have to get off the gas, let the car rotate more, and then get back on the gas. So it's really about being patient through the middle of the corner and not getting on the gas too quick. But the nice thing is, once you do get on the gas, you can have the confidence in the car that it's not going to spin out on you because it does have that understeer. One other thing that's important with this car is you need to make sure you're blipping the throttle on downshifts. I know a lot of people have auto blip on. I turn that off, and if you have that off, you really need to make sure you match your downshifts with throttle blips. Otherwise, the rear tires are just going to lock up. It's kind of like pulling the e-brake a little bit, and it's just going to unstabilize and kick out that rear end on you. Last, I wanted to talk about the track and the conditions I did this lap in. The ambient temperature was 68 degrees Fahrenheit, the track itself was 96 degrees, and the lap I ran was a 136.972. The track itself is a high flow track. You really just want to keep up your momentum. I find the best passing opportunities in this track is turn 2. So you really want to get a good exit out of turn 11 if you can. Also, turn 7 and 8, or known as the corkscrew, is another great passing opportunity, which you want to set up coming through 6. Because 6 is such a tricky corner, it's a great opportunity to take advantage of an opponent's mistake through there and get a good run into the corkscrew where you can make a pass. Last spot I find you can make passes is turn 11. It's a little bit trickier, but it can be done if you get a good run out of turn 10 and your opponent doesn't. That being said, let's get into the lap. Alright, so funny enough, this first little kink is turn 1. Working our way into turn 2. Brake after the 4, at the end of that curb right there. Or work our way into the actual corner. It's mid to late apex. You don't want to touch the curb. You're going to let the car float out just a little bit, not too much, and then come back in for a mid to late apex again. Again, don't touch the curb. The car floats out nicely. And we're going to come into turn 3. You can see it's color orange because this is like a lifting zone. I'm not really doing braking here in the Miata. You do little dabs of brake to help adjust your line. Middle apex here, it's okay to just kiss that curb a little bit. Don't be afraid of that. And we're going to work our way into the next corner. Again, we have a lifting zone at the 2 cone. And then I start my turn in where the purple is up ahead. Again, it'll be the same thing as the last corner, little dabs on the brake if I need to adjust my line, make sure I get on that apex, which is middle to late. You'll see I highlight it in green. That's where I'm going to get back on the gas. And again, it's okay to kiss that curb in the last corner. Coming up to the next corner, we're going to brake a little bit after the 3. I find you brake in at the white line. It's a little too late. Middle to late apex, it's okay to just barely touch that curb on the inside. Then when you're coming off the corner, you can kind of hug the back side of the corner and get a good run up the hill. This is a pretty tricky corner. It really just takes a lot of reps to get this corner. Again, orange zone because we're really lifting. See, I highlighted that pole in purple because I looked to the left of it, a couple spots in the fence, and that's where I find my turn-in point for this apex. Middle apex, don't touch the curb on the inside, it'll mess the car up. This is a great opportunity to make a pass if someone screws up that corner and you nail it. And the corkscrew, not a real good natural braking zone for here. You kind of just got to get the feel for it, but this is where I brake. You're going to work your way into the corner here, middle to late apex, so it sets you up nicely going down the corkscrew, don't cut. The tree and the fence is what I aim for when going through that to line you up for the inside of the corkscrew there. Then here you're just lifting a little bit to hit your middle apex. You just want to barely clip that red curb there. Then here we're braking just before this access road on the left. I find a direct line to the apex works out nicely here. Middle apex, don't touch the curb. And then you're getting set up for the next corner, which is really important. You try and focus on your exit, braking just before the 2. You really want to get a good exit out of here so you can make an opportunity pass going into turn 2. Middle apex there, just your traditional apex, let it float off, and that is a good enough lap around Laguna Seca. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please hit that like button, it really helped me out, and I'll see you guys next time.